I wasn't gonna show you guys some 5-star hotels, but let me treat you to one. $1993. Look at this. Nice. Beautiful. Not really my cup of tea, but I prefer sitting in the bush by the fire. Here's the Zambezi River and Zambia on the other side. Out there on the green, you got your golf course for those of you who are trying to be Tiger Woodsy. And you'll be playing with some warthogs and baboons and monkeys, but don't worry about them, they just go about their own business. Maybe some impala and an elephant might stroll through now and then. And for those of you that fancy being beaten by Federer just like he whipped Nadal, tennis courts down there.
Now you want it.
158.
For what?
Bed and breakfast.
Bed and breakfast. Single. 150 US.
Yes.
That's a petrol tank.
Yeah, and we live in
And I can sleep in the car and buy. Oh, you have no idea how much comfort that is. Yes.
What time?
You sleep outside under the stars. Here you light a fire, cook your own sign, and your 5-star hotel with God. But it's beautiful. So there you go. Come and pay an arm and a leg if you like. 4-star or 5-star, I'm not sure what its latest rating is. We'll see how deep your pocket is and how you're gonna worry about maintaining the same amount of funds there. Or you could just go sleep under the stars. I don't know. For me, I prefer God's creation to man-made stuff. Free. When you're out there with God, you get to listen to the stillness of God's voice. Tubbs showed me something on the way here. Let me see if I can finish it before my video runs out. My battery filming runs out. He showed me a farm that belongs to one man that was taken away from one man. This thing must have stretched about 30, 40 Ks, going on and on and on and on. Belonging to one man. He took it away from another man. Now, I'm all for the Land Acquisition Act. Don't get me wrong. But the same mistake was made again. One man owning so much land, and then another man owning so much land. You're back on the same spot. It's just a change of hands. Greed. That's what that says to me. And this man that's now got that land has got other land as well. Simply because he's high-ranking. That, to me, defeats the whole object of the Land Acquisition Act. In my opinion, it should be given to the people and managed by the government, and seen as its prime game ranching location. It should go untouched for the people to come and admire God's work as He made it. If it's resettlement stuff, I can understand, but if you're gonna resettle people on game ranching location, each man's gonna want to survive and support his family. He's gonna put a building, he's gonna want to plow and cut down trees, he's gonna want to put animals on there, and each guy does that. If that 20-30K place is divided up into plots, then there goes the animals, there goes the vegetation. But that land should be given back to the people simply there and maintained by the government according to the people's wishes and looked after. Because that one man who now has that land and so many other lands probably hasn't walked through all parts of that property, or he had a shit in this corner and a shit in that corner and slept there. He's probably got his 14-bedroom mansion somewhere in the richest part of town, and he's just hoarding. Well, people that the land belongs to, really belongs to all of us, don't get to see it, are not allowed to go there. One of Adam's first jobs that God gave to Adam, the first job that God gave to Adam was to cultivate, to take care of, to look after. That applies to us. And we're not doing it. We're destroying and pillaging. We're not doing the original task that God set out for Adam, meaning man. We're not doing it. Adam was told to cultivate, he was told to name all the animals, all the plants, and he went about doing his job, and in the cool of the afternoon, God's active force would walk with him and they would discuss things. What a privilege, what an honor to walk with the creator of the universe. But we blew it. Anyway, after so many days, God had made the heavens, the earth, the fish, birds, the animals. Everything was in order, the system was working. And then he inserted into that perfect plan man. Yeah? So things were working perfectly without man. But then he put man in there into a role that said, now you have to look after this place, maintain it, govern it, manage it. When I'm not here, sort of, so to speak. And I don't see that happening now. I see wars, people fighting over this and that. I see damaging of the environment. I see, yeah. Just take. Don't give back. So, for me, in my last time on this earth, hopefully, I get another 200 years. This sort of stuff doesn't interest me. I'm out there watching God's work and trying not to pollute it and take away from it, but trying to cultivate it, maintain it, and just admire it as He presents it to us. The bush to me is the best garden ever. It doesn't need a gardener to touch it, to lift it up, or change it, or cut it, or prune it, or whatever. Just as you're walking through it, it presents itself to you as it's supposed to be. My thoughts as I leave Elephant Hills. Do you want to get closer to God or closer to man? Pay $150 a night or sleep under the stars. Free! Free advertising for shearwater bungee jump, whitewater rafting. I highly recommend this. Highly recommend it. I've done it once and it is just to die for. Being vegan when you come to Zimbabwe is relatively easy. Fruit, you start your morning off with fruit. And you can go mono meals as well, whether you're going to do bananas or clementine, nachis, whatever's in season will be cheaper. And you can find your fruit on the side of the roads, at the market stalls in any city. You got vendors selling fruit. Don't be afraid to go up there and make new friends. Taste indigenous fruit as well. Fruit that you don't get in your country might be in season that you're not going to find at the supermarkets. You'll also find fruit at the supermarket imported from South Africa, and it's going to be GMO, nice, shiny and stuff, but you're going to get your fruit. And then you can go into the supermarkets and find vegan ingredients, vegan products that you'll have to put together and cook, like ugali, your oats, your rice, fresh tomatoes, onions, if you're on the self-catering tip and if you're going to cook for yourself. If you're in a rush and on the go, then places like TM, Pick and Pay and OK's will all do what Tubbs and I have been getting on the go sometimes when we leave and we just operating simply and we don't want to cook, or we just like, don't worry, we'll get it up front, we'll make a plan. A plan always pops up. You can always find something. So what we got for lunch today before we went to the falls, this was from TM Pick and Pay. Comes with a nice little salt sachet as well. Ugali, roasted vegetables with beans. A little bit high in fat over here with the roasted vegetables, maybe some oil as well in the beans, but relatively low. Tubbs is charring it there with my favorite drink that Tubb introduced me to, pulpy orange. Really nice. Don't forget, when you're done, throw your plastics into the bin so that it all gets recycled. And you can stay vegan when you come to Zimbabwe. Yeah, Tubbs, it's gonna eat like a rock in there. Ooh.
Going down.
No for falling off to sleep after this. We're going to the falls.
After the falls, then we can sleep a little bit.
Afternoon nap.
Yeah.
If you prefer to fly directly to the falls, you can do so through Johannesburg or through Harare, or fly straight to Lusaka. Pigs on their knees over there. You got the Kingdom Hotel here. I think that's another 4 or 5 star hotel. If that wets your whistle. I love the wildlife mixing with mankind. That's the Zambia border post with Zimbabwe. Victoria Falls, one of the greatest attractions in Africa, and one of the most spectacular waterfalls in the world. It's located on the Zambezi River, the 4th largest river in Africa, which is also defining the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe. Victoria Falls is the only waterfall in the world with a length of more than 1 kilometer and a height of more than 100 meters. It is also considered to be the largest fall in the world. The noise of the Victoria Falls can be heard from a distance of 40 kilometers, while the spray and mist from the falling water is rising to a height of over 400 meters,
can be seen from a distance of 50 kilometers. No wonder that the local tribes used to call the waterfall Mosi Otunya, the smoke that thunders.
Get ready to get wet when you come to this side, or you could just bring a raincoat. I'd rather get wet.
Scottish missionary and famous explorer of Africa, David Livingstone, who was the first European to cross Africa from south to north, discovered this awe-inspiring waterfall in 1855 while preaching Christianity in Africa. In 1857, Livingstone wrote that no one in England can even imagine the beauty of this scene. Religious Livingstone also wrote that most probably angels are admiring the scenery while flying nearby. He was accompanied by soldiers, but only 2 of them took the risk of approaching the waterfalls with Livingstone. For centuries, local African tribes had a sacred fear from the waterfall. The waterfall was hardly visited by people up until 1905, when a railway to Bulawayo was constructed. Since then, Victoria Falls quickly gained popularity until the end of the British colonial rule. At the end of the 1960s, the number of tourists started to decrease due to the guerrilla struggle in Zimbabwe. After Zimbabwe gained independence, the region has been in relative peace, and Victoria Falls started to attract a new wave of tourism.
Zambezi is at low water level, so the curtain is not as wide as it used to be, as it will be during the rainy season. But it's still a good view. I like the sunset that's happening over there.